Study in Germany, the podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Study in Germany, the podcast. Today's episode will be all about financing your stay and all things financial. My name is Jana, and I'm really happy to introduce to you today's guest, who is Mandy from Vietnam. She has been in Germany for 8 months, and she's currently in her Master's for English and American Studies at the University of Bamberg. Hi, Mandy.
Yeah, hi. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
So, what is a luxury you spend money on? For example, when I was an international student, I spent a lot of money on takeaway coffee, but also on things like parties and comedy shows, concerts. So is there anything you spend a little bit more money on?
Well, I would say every month or every 2 months, I try to eat out one time because I want to take these opportunities as the chance for me to network. So we usually hang out as like friend's birthday and we go to a restaurant. So it's just a great way to kind of like bond with international students, reward myself for, studying hard. And yeah, it's worth spending. Yeah.
So what kinds of restaurants do you like to go to then?
Yeah, I tend to prioritize Vietnamese restaurants. But also it depends on who I hang out with. So if it's a student from, Morocco or India or Algeria, so I'll try to find if there's any available restaurants in the city. It's just a great chance to get exposed to different cuisines. Yeah.
And there's like a lot of international cuisine, would you say, in Bamberg?
In Bamberg, I would not say that, but yeah, we'll basically go to Nuremberg or München, bigger cities. If we want to expose to a variety of cuisines. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, is there any cost of living that surprised you? For example, that it was cheaper in Germany than in Vietnam, or something that was more expensive than what you were used to?
Well, I think the biggest expense so far for me would be accommodation. It was a surprise for me when I came. It's just like 3 months, and it increased, I think, 30 or 40 euros already. And then something that's cheap, I would say Deutschland ticket. Because as a student, I already have a discount. And then I managed to travel to many cities in Germany. And I feel like it's actually really worthwhile.
You mentioned student discounts. Where else can you get student discounts?
I would say entertainment. For example, museums. So we have a very great collection of museums in Germany where you can enjoy with a very good price for students. Moreover, you can also, buy technology devices, laptops, tablets with a very good price as well, or plane tickets when you want to go to travel or maybe go back to your hometown. Yeah, you also get discounted price for students.
How much would you say you need per month? Like what amount of money roughly, and how do you spend it?
Yeah, I would say at least in my city, would be roughly 800 to 850 euros per month. Mostly for, I would say, accommodation, as I said, and also for food, for drink, semester fee, and Deutschland tickets as well. Yeah, things like that.
So those are like the main ones, the biggest.
Yeah.
Do you also pay for your university?
Yes. But I would pay it for every semester. Is every 6 months, and it's actually a very good price. It's only 180 euros per semester. Yeah.
And that's where the travel ticket is also included, right?
For Bamberg specifically, it will include traveling within Bamberg.
Okay, only with.
And yeah, it's actually very good because it's not every month I need to travel to another city. And I actually can save, like 30 euros every month if I don't travel far, and plan in advance if I want to travel to another city, and then I'll just pay it separately. Yeah.
So in Germany, there's a difference between semester fees, for example, and tuition fees. So the one thing, like semester contribution, is usually it goes towards like student organization, but also sometimes a travel ticket. And then there's sometimes in some states or at some universities and some courses, there's tuition fees. But that means for your study program, there's no tuition fees, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have a scholarship as well?
So for my case would be Deutschlandstipendium. And the process will require me a very good score and social activities, including volunteer experience. And for that, if I applied when I first came, it doesn't make sense because I just came. And then, like 8th month, 9th month is actually give me a lot of space for me to, focus on my academic performance and spend time volunteering in, different organizations in Germany. And I find it actually a very good preparation for me now to apply for the scholarship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't have one now, but you're definitely planning to apply.
Exactly. Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
So apart from that, how do you finance your studies? Do you have a part-time job or do you live on savings? What is your way of financing?
Yeah, for my case, it's actually a little bit different from usual international students because I have worked for over 10 years back home in Vietnam. I started saving for myself like 5 years ago, where I want to use my saving for my short courses or traveling and stuff. And then 2 years ago, when I started thinking, okay, I definitely go to Germany, and I started like saving more seriously, like 20-30% of my salary. And I started like having a very good saving strategy. I have a tracking sheet where, okay, I monitor my expenses that I anticipate in Germany, include plot account, different types of expenses, and also prepare myself for any, extra costs, increase, as I mentioned previously, in accommodation. I call that buffer amount, so that I can basically, cope with unexpected expenses. So I would say for my case, pretty much from my saving. And then when I came, as I mentioned, my first few months would be just basically focus on my academic performance. And then I started working part-time in a hotel. So that at least, I can expense like, for food, for going out. And it also depends on the case. I would say you students can plan for example, you take a part-time job for 20 hours, and then the rest of your time you focus on your study. For my case, I spend 10 hours for mini jobs in a hotel, and 10 hours for internship. Yeah. It's an unpaid internship, but it provide you allowance, a laptop to work,
Cool.
And also Deutschland ticket. So technically, it actually saved me like spending, like 30 euros every month. And for that, I already have like 20 hours that packed for my, mini jobs, internship. And then the rest of my time would be, coursework. Yeah.
So what is your internship in?
My internship is focus on organized events for international students.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And for me, as my major is cultural studies, I find it really relevant. Yeah.
Yeah, especially maybe also for your future career, if you think about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So did like the financial aspect in Germany, like the living costs, did that play into your decision to move to Germany, or do you think it's more expensive than you would have noticed in other countries?
Yeah, before I came, I think I heard a lot about, cost of living could be very high. And so that's why I came up with a very proper saving plan before I came. And when I actually came, I would say if you have a proper, spending management, system or method, you can easily cope with it. So the accommodations, it costs the most in the whole expense, but because as a student, you basically giving the accommodation from the student back, and then the service already actually give you a very good price for your student accommodation compared to a normal accommodation for people who already go to work. So I would say for that it's actually very, very helpful. Yeah.
So I think another aspect is also living in a smaller city or in a town is a little bit less expensive than in the big cities. So accommodation there can cost a lot. But I think, in general, other costs apart from accommodation are probably pretty similar.
Yeah.
In Germany, yeah. So when you came to Germany, did you also open a bank account? And how was the whole procedure, like bureaucracy-wise?
When before I came to Germany, I actually joined some forums for Vietnamese students who study in Germany, and that is very, very helpful because they share the tips on opening a bank account and stuff. So for me, when I first came, I opened an international bank account. And I think for the first 1 to 2 months, I basically just used that international bank account. It's a digital bank account that connected with my phone, and so basically just use it as a digital card for supermarkets and daily expenses. And then after 2 months, after I kind of like have the Anmeldung and stuff, the papers ready, I open a German account. At the moment, I use both accounts at the same time. Yeah.
What about health insurance? You also had to take that out, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the thing in Germany. Everyone needs to be insured. Was that difficult for you, or did you find it easy to navigate all the different kinds of insurances?
I use a service for students that they basically give me a lot of advice in terms of how you basically open your kind of like bank account or health insurance, and then how you get the money back, things like that. And I find it actually very helpful to have a service that can consult you on those things.
Definitely. It makes sense to talk to someone about it rather than get lost. How much money per month would you say you need to spend on health insurance?
At the moment, it's 140 euros per month.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what kind of service do you use to ask all of these questions? Like, who gives you support on these financial matters? Is it the university or?
It's a private health insurance service that other fellow Vietnamese students in Germany use. And I asked for their advice on what, insurance I should use. And then they recommend me that. And they will have a staff that really give you advice when you need. Because when I came, a lot of papers, a lot of procedures that I'm not pretty used to. And having someone basically, go through all of the papers and stuff is extremely helpful. Yeah.
What do you think about like the spending habits of Germans? Like, for example, I know that a lot of places, especially in small town, you can't pay with card. You still have to use cash. Is that different from what you're used to?
At Bamberg, I would say is actually surprising because I don't use that much of cash.
Okay.
So I use my digital bank account for, like going to supermarket or, go to the museum and stuff. So the only place so far I find it like they ask for cash would be the local festival.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And for the first few times when I didn't know, so basically, okay, I just borrow monies from friends and classmates. But then if you know that, okay, in the local festivals, they tend to basically just use cash.
Yeah.
So just bring some cash with you. And for me, is actually not an issue at all. Because I always like just put some cash with me in the pocket so that, okay, when you go, to the restaurant, like, once every 2 months, every 3 months, we give tips to the staff, just to appreciate them, and also like go to the festival, and when you really appreciate like a beautiful song played by a pianist, you want to give them some tips. So that's where and that's when I bring cash. Before everyday life, I basically just use my digital card.
What do you think about the tipping culture? Is that different from your culture?
Is not really different, I would say. So I would say, because I work, in a hotel, and I have experience working in a restaurant before. I think that experience gave me, kind of like an awareness of like, tipping the people who work in hospitality. Yeah, I think it's not that much different from Vietnam.
Okay. I think students are sometimes forgiven for not tipping, but in general, yeah, it is kind of expected in Germany. That's true.
Yep.
So how important would you say are German skills, both in your studies and in everyday life, but also in your job?
Yeah. So it's lucky for me in my mini jobs at the moment. I don't have to use German. I use English. However, all of my colleagues, they speak German.
Right.
So I'm put in the situation where I have to communicate, in order to collaborate with them at work. I find it like quite interesting because it's a chance for me to improve my German,
Right.
and to actually boost my language skill apart from the free courses that I have from my university. Yeah,
So your master's is in English, but there's still German courses provided.
exactly. Yeah.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So imagine your funds are low at the end of the month. What do you save on?
Yeah, I would say I will manage not to eat out that much. So I would just, for example, if I want to eat with my friends, I would just ask them to come over my house and we cook together. I actually find it quite good because it's a chance for you to bond
Yes.
and then to exchange also in terms of like food culture and stuff. Another option could be, go to Mensa.
Yeah, good point.
Because the food actually is good and then is very affordable for students. And I actually have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you manage to meet people or make friends in Germany?
Yeah, I would say number one tip would be make friends with your classmates because you are in a situation where you have a lot of friends around you with, quite similar study goal, similar struggles in life. And then it's just so relatable to have the conversations. Yeah, it becomes very easy to make friends. But outside of the academic setting, it's always helpful to reach out to, expat communities. And as Bamberg is a touristic city, I would say is such a huge advantage for me to meet the communities. We have a community for women, women expat. And then we also have the community where we host international expats. So for anyone who, maybe travel from another country to Germany, to Bamberg, and they want someone to host them. And we host them, and we basically, so just exchange language and culture and stuff. Another way I would say volunteering, because I volunteer for an organization in Nuremberg where we organize trips, or activities for international students. And then students will basically come from Würzburg, Schweifert, Bamberg, Nuremberg, everywhere in Franconia. And that's where you basically can network and can make friends. Yeah.
That's really cool. So very international, diverse group of people probably.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah.
How easy or difficult did you find it to approach German people or to meet them?
Yeah. So before I came to Germany, actually, I have quite a lot of warning that, German students or German in general could be cold. But for me, at least, I didn't really have such impression.
Okay.
Yeah, because for my course, when I joined and I started coping with the academic for such a long time, I have such a long pause. And I was very straightforward with my classmates who were very young. And I told them, okay, I have a very long pause. I may be a little bit slow catching up. And I'm going to work very hard. But please be patient with me. And I would say they are very, very helpful. They are very supportive. And they support me after class, make sure that, I don't feel very anxious or nervous catching up with the coursework and stuff. The professors are just amazing as well. So I remember my first session, my orientation, they said, okay, Mandy, you came such a long way from Vietnam to come here. You should be proud of yourself. And I was like, oh, it's really touching. And it really, really, really gave me a lot of motivation, to try my best. So I would say I had such a good experience so far. Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Even though you were gone from the university for quite some time and maybe it was a little bit scary to go back in. And then, as you said, a lot of people were a lot younger than you. But, I guess it doesn't always matter.
Yeah.
What would you say are maybe the biggest differences in culture? So did you experience some sort of culture shock coming from Vietnam? Maybe also because you're from a big city and you moved to somewhere that's a little bit smaller?
Yeah. I would say, exactly as what you said. I come from Ho Chi Minh City, which is a very, hustle, busy city. And Bamberg is just so beautiful, so peaceful. And I was actually shocked when I came from the first few months. But it actually turned out very good, where I feel like, okay, it's just a good chance for me to go, inward. To basically, give me some quiet time to really explore myself more as a person. And now I started feeling, very comfortable with, all of that peaceful and private and, space in Bamberg. Yeah.
So you appreciate it now?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, another difference I would say would be transportation. Because in Vietnam, we have just recently had our first metro in Ho Chi Minh City. In contrast, in Germany, we have a very good infrastructure. And I really appreciate how, the system helps me to be able to travel quite a lot. Very easy, very accessible. That's one thing that I really love. Yeah.
And you use it a lot, right? So you travel around quite a bit.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So what would you say is your favorite free activity? So something in Germany that you like to do that you don't have to spend money on?
I would say the park, the nature in Germany. Sometimes, like after uni, you just need some quiet time some time basically to me time, I would say. To just wander around alone and really find yourself with nature. And if not, you basically can just, bring your picnic mat with some of the friends, bring some snack and some drink to the park, enjoy the nature and have some fun talk. I would say that's something, very interesting to spend time with.
Yeah, and it's free. That's true.
And it's free.
Yeah. So when you cook, where do you get your ingredients? Like, do you go to just the normal supermarkets, or do you go to like specialty shops?
I like a lot the supermarket system in Germany because there are quite a lot of variety. Both Western, ingredients and stuff that I can personalize to make my Vietnamese food.
Yeah.
Apart from that, we do have Asian stores and Asian markets that I can get the ingredients I want for my local cuisines. It's not that difficult to really find what I really want for everyday meals. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And would you say there's like a difference in price, or like do you usually go to the discounters or like the supermarkets that are a little bit more expensive?
Here in Germany, I would say Asian food and Asian ingredients are more expensive. And I usually just go to German supermarkets, and if you use the apps, most of the supermarkets will have their own apps to save points and then redeems them to get the good price for food and some what they call gratis. Some free stuff that actually very economical for students. I would just say the thing is the student will prioritize what discounted for the day, what is the what food are in the good price for the day, and then collect points and bonuses so that you can get a discount for the next expense.
Good saving tip.
Yeah.
Speaking of tips, at the end of each episode, we like to give out 3 top tips to our listeners on the topic at hand. Would you like to give out your 3 tips?
Yeah, absolutely. So my number 1 tip would be prepared. So save early to even when you are in your hometown. So very clear plan when you go, how much you spend, and prepare for it with a buffer amount so that you can cope with unexpected increase. My second tip would be expose yourself to all of the possibilities available in the market, from part-time jobs to mini jobs to student assistant positions or even to scholarships, so that you can finance yourself. And the third tip would be, talk to people. You never know that maybe your next job would come from just a simple conversations with your friend. For example, for me, the job that I have in the hotel that I'm working at is from my classmate. For a very casual conversation, they say, okay, I'm looking for a mini job. And then she said, okay, come to my hotel. We're looking for, a staff. Just talk to people, share with them your stories, and we will see the possibilities.
Yeah, it might have advantages that you don't even know of before you do.
Exactly.
Yeah. We call it vitamin B at German. So you need connections sometimes to find accommodation, but also sometimes to find a job. Thank you, Mandy, for being on today's episode.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I hope that my sharing today are useful for all of the fellow students.
I'm sure it is. Thank you, everybody, for listening to today's episode. You can find the rest of our episodes wherever you listen to podcasts. Feel free to leave us a review. You can find more information on the website and the show notes, and we hope to see you again soon. Thank you.